Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to scatterlovetarot with your girl, coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are going to be asking, what do they see when they look in your eyes? Just a fun one here. I'm trying to get back into the swing and get back on schedule for you all, for myself included. So let's just start with this today and see where it goes. I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that has supported my channel in any one way, shape, or form, whether you have subscribed, commented, liked, or anything else. It truly means the world to me, and I'm so honored and blessed to have you all here. For those of you that are new here, welcome. This is just a reminder for you that we are all human. You are welcome here with open arms, exactly as you are in this here, now here moment. You beautiful soul, you. With that being said, remember that these are general readings, but by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy more intimately. That way I can get you out more resonant readings. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into your prayer first thing, and let's get started with your reading. And just a little transparency here, I actually traveled one more time, but I'm now settled. I will be settled for the summer, so no more on the road readings. We are going to get up and going as we are in this here now here moment. So let's see what we got going on today. Get a nice burn on this. All right. Beautiful. My beloved source, this prayer is for those that come onto this video, whether it's for a moment or for the entire time. I ask that you bless them with the clarity of knowing who they are in their deepest heart of hearts and their deepest soul of souls. To know that they don't have to hide behind the mask that society has made them wear for however long it is that they've been wearing it. To know that they can put that down and show their true authentic selves to the world, knowing that this is the blessed self that you sent to earth to be exactly as they are. I ask that if anyone on this video is choosing or feeling like they need to hide from themselves, may you show them that there are individuals out there who do accept them as they are. And that way they can reconnect with that sense of self within and know that that's the beauty, that their unique, most authentic expression is the most beautiful being that they could ever be. And connecting with that is what the world needs, as we are in a state of suffering, in a state of pain, in a state of disconnection, not only from ourselves, but from the collective and from you, Source. So I ask that you bless any and all in this video with the sense of connecting with that truth within, so that we may bring healing to those around us, but most importantly to ourselves. As these words are spoken unto this space, so shall they be. Amen. Aho, Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Let me get that out of the way, guys. Set that up. Okay. So I am actually bringing a new deck today, and I apologize. I think it's called the Spiral Oracle. Okay. This deck was in fact, this is the very first time I'm even shuffling it. I've had it for a while. It's very powerful. I really connected with it when I first got it. Of course, I love to let my cards sit before I shuffle them. I can't tell you why. That's just something that I do. But the artwork in this is incredibly beautiful. And so I feel like this is a good one to be on this video, and Source keeps nudging at me to use it on this video, so we will see what it is that comes out. They want me to shuffle one more time, but I'm actually really excited to bring these cards on. Just to give you an example of what the artwork looks like, this is just the bottom card here. Let's see what's behind it. I mean, we're talking just absolutely incredible colors coming through here. So just really, really do love these. So let's go ahead and see. Source for pile number 1. What oracle card will help us understand? Wow, thank you. Okay, you guys are actually getting 2. So we'll leave it. All right, and source for pile number 2, what oracle card will help us understand more about what they see when they look into their eyes? Okay, I felt it. Where are you? There you are. That one. Okay. And source for pile number 3, what oracle card will help us understand what it is that people see, or what it is that this person sees when they look into pile 3's eyes? I felt that one right away. These just have such a powerful energy. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Clock time gateway. I mean, just look at this. It's like so sorrowful and yet so beautiful at the same time. So just absolutely gorgeous energy here. Something about time too, with clock time coming out on the bottom, clock time gateway, saying that this is kind of like whatever's coming for you is like a timed sequence. It's through divine timing. Okay, so for pile 1, we do have this beautiful peach moonstone to choose from. For pile number 2, it says piece of carnelian. Absolutely love this carnelian. It's so wonderful. They may be small, but they are surely powerful. Okay, and for pile number 3, we have this zebra jasper for you to choose from. Okay. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the pile for you. Also, I do feel called to tell you that if you're interested in knowing what frequencies are playing in the background, it is Archangel Michael frequencies. So, yeah, I just felt like I should say that. Anyways, whatever one you chose, I will see you there. Hello, pile number 1. For those that chose this beautiful peach moonstone, this is going to be your reading on what it is they see when they look in your eyes. First, and as always, we will start off with the dice and find out some more about it. Know that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. So knowing that these are general readings, please take what resonates and leave what does not. That was for someone else, okay? So let's go ahead and get going and ask the dice. Source for pile number 1. What is it that they see when they look into pile number 1's eyes? Source, what is it that they see when they look into pile number 1's eyes? So we have Aries, Jupiter, and house 1. They see someone who's independent, brave, lucky, happy-go-lucky, I just heard. Someone who is not afraid to take risks. Like, you have this sense of adventure about you, right? Like, it's like when they look in your eyes, they just feel like they could take on the whole world with you. And not be afraid. Like, things that someone would normally be afraid to take a risk on, like things that would really like keep people from moving forward. Like, when they look in your eyes, they see someone who's willing to just try. Like, even if you fall flat on your face, like, you're gonna get back up and dust yourself off and try again. When I hear that song, dust yourself off and try again, dust yourself off and try again, right? Help me out. Is that Destiny's Child, y'all? So I don't remember. Anyways, that's what I just heard coming in. So yeah, when they look in your eyes, they see someone who's supremely independent. Like, they also see this sense of, with Jupiter and Aries here, there's like this sense of expansiveness, like super intelligence that people don't actually get to tap into, right? So when they look into your eyes, there's this unraveling that's happening. And this could be one person, this could be anybody, take it as it resonates, whatever it is that you came on here for. But knowing that when they're looking in your eyes, they're just like, wow, pile 1, that I see how smart you are. I see how intelligent you are. I see how much you know without saying. And I feel like if we could actually talk outside of this setting that we're in, or if we could just sit down and really have that discussion, that conversation, it would just go places, and you would help me expand my mindset. You would help me expand what it is that I see, like the way I see the world, my perspective and my view on life. You know, and this Aryan energy is so forthright. You know, when you think about Aries being represented by the ram, it's like very strong-headed and very like stubborn in a way, like not like that you're stubborn, like that's more like Taurian energy, but it's like stubborn in the way like when you believe in something, you're not backing down on it. Right? You're not going to be like, let anybody let you fold easily, right? So you're not going to be easily deterred from your journey. You're not going to be easily deterred from what it is that you do. And that's what they see when they look in your eyes. They see someone that they can grow with, and someone that, you know, like, it's like, I want to take a chance on you. Take a chance on me the first time around. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. What is that? ABBA who sings that? Yeah. So like, that's what they see when they look at you, like someone who's like, they don't want to tame you. They want to experience your wild. Like, that's what they see when they look in your eyes. I want to experience Pile One's wild. not wild side. They're wild. Like, what it is that you have in the depths of your being. They want to experience that with you. And that's, what a cool energy. Okay, so I kind of have a couple of new things coming out. Now, I have the whole deck, okay? Like, this is called the Dark Oracle Tarot, okay? And these are very dark cards, okay? And I'm not bringing them out to scare anybody or anything like that. But these are very interesting and beautiful, except for, I'm just saying the numbers on them are a little bit off. So I am going to use these because they do have the names on them. So please just don't pay attention to the Roman numerals because some of them are off. They were just whoever printed them didn't do a really great job with them, okay? And I have the whole deck, but I am just using today for the purposes of this reading. I am just using the mystery cards, okay? Or as you might know them as the major arcana, but I call them the mystery cards as that's what they're called when it comes to my deck, okay? So anyways, let's do shuffle one more time. And let's see if we can get a couple cards out. On Source, what is it that they see when they look into pile number one's eyes? Nope, okay. Source, what is it that they see when they look into pile number one's eyes? Okay, they wanted that one. What is it that they see when they look into pile one's eyes, Source? Thank you. What is it that they see when they look into pile number one's eyes? And one of these days I'll bring the whole deck out, but the whole deck, it just, like, towards the end, again, it's just a printing. There's a printing error. So what do we have on the bottom? Look, we have the world coming out on the bottom. And if you look at this, it's very, I mean, again, they're very dark, right? She's wearing this humongous crown that looks like dark butterfly wings on her head. And she's holding the back of her head. Her crown is open to this energy. And there's this emotion all around. What is this on her back? It looks like some sort of guitar or some sort of string instrument on her back here. And it's like they see the world. There's like, again, that depth. This comes back to what I was saying. Like there's this depth within you. Like, it's almost like you've experienced the sorrows of the world, but you have not let that change who you are at your heart. And what a beautiful sense, right? I'm going to put this here for now. Let's see what we got going on over here. So we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out here, right? Yeah, there's just this sense of having to had time to really take care of yourself. So when they look in your eyes, they see like this fallen angel or this fallen starseed or this fallen spirit who came here to experience what the darkness is of the 3D realm, to grow your wings, to sprout your wings, to fly. This feels like being invited into the aviators club. Is that right? The aviation club? Like when they give you your wings, like when the pilots give away their wings, you know, And to kids or to special people on the plane, like they give and that's exactly what they see when they look in your eyes. It's like they know that there's something that you're not sharing with the rest of the world, right? And this looks like a heart that's hanging on a chain right here. It's like you've had your heart out and exposed so much, and it's like there's a cage around it, and it's like now you keep your heart caged, but it's still never kept you from leaving it out, like on your sleeve. Like you still are that kind, generous person. You're still that beautiful soul, right? And again, I bring these out for purpose because there's something that needs to be told here. Look, what was I saying? We have the Tower, or in my deck, it is called the House of God. That's not what they call it in this deck, but it is the House of God. There's this sense of duality here coming through with this. You have this mirrored tower here, right? And you have the lightning hitting one side, but the opposite side is falling. It's like everybody attacked your kind side. And that's what this person, when they see you, when they look in your eyes, they see how everybody attacked your kind side. And what fell apart was the inside, right? It's like as everybody was giving you this hard time on the outside, then what was falling apart was the internal psyche, right? The psychological mechanisms that we were, we build to protect ourselves from the outside world. And no one saw that because everybody was just paying attention to how do I break this outside piece of pile one. And so when this person looks in your eyes, they see how you internally fell apart, but yet at the same time, look, you still have these white wings. You're still this beautiful person. This also makes me think of Hermes. Isn't that his name? The one that flies to the sun? He's like the god that flies with the sun. It's like that's the energy that's coming through here too. It's like you still shine bright like the sun, even though there's this darkness that's attached to you, even though there's this dark side of you that's showing through underneath the surface. Okay, this is all about connecting with your shadow, right? These cards are all about connecting with your shadow, and that's exactly what this person sees when they look at you, is the shadow side of you that maybe you might run from. What do we have here? We have the Pope coming through here. Okay, look at this. Yeah, you've learned how to build up this wall around yourself. Even though you're still connected, you still grow tall. Like it looks like she's a tree growing tall here into the heavens above, right? And that's what's on fire for you here. That's what's led you, is this crown chakra, this intuition, the third eye chakra, right? Look, even in this card, you're getting intuition from the heavens above, right? Like you're getting that knowledge. It's coming through to you. Here, it's something that you reach easily with her hand right here, reaching the red dot here. It's like you reach it easily. And they see this. They may not have had these deep conversations with you, but this is something that, like, I feel like whoever you're asking about, somebody that's very intuitive or someone that just knows within, right? This is something that they just know. So even if this is someone who's jealous of you, they understand that this is why you are the way that you are, but they might be mad that you get to experience the life that you get to experience because of that. There is this energy that's coming through, though, that's very sincere, that's saying, I see the pain that you experience, even if I don't know what that pain is. I see the pain that you've experienced. I see what you've had to face. And I wish that I could help you take that away. Source, what do they see when they look into pile number one's eyes? Yeah. Like there's a chip on your shoulder, right? It's like that's what's led you to where you are. Again, we have this energy coming through here with the Three of Coins. This energy of having to fold in on yourself. Look at this. Very symbolic here. This is very symbolic energy coming through here. Completely different decks. Right? Two different decks, and yet this very similar energy of holding yourself, being in that fetal position, being very protective of yourself. They see this when they look in your eyes. They see that you're very protective of your heart, of your soft spots, right? The softness within. It's not that you're not soft. It's just to share it means that someone has to get really close to you, but they also see that people whisper things in your ear. Like, look, if you see his tongue is out here, right? The caterpillar's tongue here. And it's like this idea that people are whispering in your ear. trying to make you do things that maybe you don't want to do. And it's like you're aware of that, but you also protect yourself from that by folding in on yourself. It's like, I'm not going to put up with what it is that you are telling me. And so when they look in your eyes, they notice these things about you. This is someone who pays attention to the small nuances. Very, very, very aware of what's going on, even if this is a toxic person, right? Of course, when you think of toxic people, if this is a narcissist, they're very aware of those nuances that are going on in life. Why? Because that's their defense mechanism. It's what they've built up in order to gain whatever it is that they want in life to make them appear grandiose, right? Yeah, so there's something about having serpents in your life here, with the 5 of Wands coming out. But look at how you're like raining apples. Like the apples are coming out of her skirt, right? And it's like this idea that you're the one that's abundant here. And they see that again with the Jupiter energy. This is very, very symbolic as well with this Jupiter energy coming through here. You're very abundant, and yet you have these people who are trying to keep you, right? To whisper to you. So there may be somebody that, like, this may be a third party here. That's why I keep getting that narcissistic energy or that toxic energy coming in. You may have somebody in your life that you're constantly around that's very toxic, and the person that you're inquiring about sees you with this toxic person. They see you dealing with this toxic person all the time, but they also see how you've learned how to protect yourself from this person. And so what they see is the sadness in your eyes, but they also see that you're very strong. You're very headstrong. That was what I was looking for in the beginning. Not stubborn, headstrong, very headstrong, very capable of connecting with yourself on a deeper level so that you can protect yourself from things that, you know, maybe in the past broke you down. Yeah, clarity. Ace of Swords. Like, and they see someone who's innocent. Like, when they look in your eyes, it's almost like they think, like, how could someone hurt this beautiful soul? So this, again, this is someone who's very aware, right? They see you as this beautiful soul, this beautiful person, this truthful, honest individual. You always speak the truth. You always speak what's on your mind. And you're not afraid to hurt people's feelings, but you're also not going out of your way to hurt their feelings. Like, if your honesty hurts them because they're just in their pride, then it hurts them because they're in their pride. It's not like you're trying to take a broadsword and cut them off at the knees. That's not what this is, right? And that rubs people wrong in a lot of ways because you're too honest for them, especially over the Pope energy here. It's like this energy of having to protect yourself from those that are committed to harming you. But also, how do you do that? By finding a way to speak your truth in all situations. And that's what they see when they look in your eyes. This also feels like someone who has grown very accustomed to being lost in the depth of your eyes as well. Like, they really get lost in you. So if they have a moment, like, this is someone who may catch themselves if they've been staring at your eyes for just even 2 or 3 seconds. They may quickly look away, because to them, it feels creepy, okay? Like, they feel like they're being a creep, okay? But they're not being a creep. It's like they've gotten so good at measuring that, okay, I've spent 2 seconds here, I need to look away from pile 1. And then they'll come back in a minute or so, and they'll spend another 2 seconds, because this is someone who could get very easily lost in your eyes. Look, we have the 7 of Wands coming out. Now, the 7 of Wands, and see, the 5 of Wands is all about finding equilibrium. Okay, and we're going based on images here. But when you really think about it, the 3 of Coins is about building. You've learned how to build yourself up from a really sketchy situation. You've also learned how to overcome things that have knocked you down, right? And through that, you found clarity in yourself. But with the 7 of Wands on the bottom here, we're talking about perseverance no matter how bad things get. But let's look at the symbology of this picture. Once again, someone who's trying to be bigger. Look at the eyes from this one to this one. They match, right? Even though it's a different character. They have very similar eyes. Both of their tongues are sticking out, right? This one has little devil horns on it. This one's just a caterpillar. But it's like this there's someone in your life, pile 1, that's trying to be bigger, badder than you. And we know this is you because look, You see this girl here? Yeah, she may have a different colored hair, but that doesn't matter. It's just like this idea that this is you. They're trying to bend you over their knee. They're trying to make you to, it's like submit to them, right? I don't feel like this is this person. Again, there's two energies that are coming through. And for some of you, it may be this person. That's exactly what they see. And so they're trying to make you smaller than you really are, right? This person, there's someone in your energy that's trying to live on this pride. And when you hurt their pride, they're trying to belittle you. They're trying to make you feel like this innocent child, that they have control over who you are, because they're afraid that if they ever even showed any sign that you were stronger, this is peeking out. Yeah, if they ever showed that you were stronger, again, we had the Wheel of Fortune come out and we started with the wheel. I'm going to leave this out too. They have this feeling that you would be able to blossom and to grow and leave them behind. And this person is so used to having their way with you. And so this like feels like since you were a child. Why do I hear that song right now? Since you've been gone, I cannot breathe for the first time. I'm still moving on, yeah. Thanks to you, now I get what I want. Since you've been gone, right? Who's that? Kelly Clarkson? So that's the thing. It's like you're moving on from this toxic energy. But when they look in your eyes, they see you growing. Like, whether that's this toxic person or whether that's another person, the sweet energy, there's a sincere energy here that's coming through. They see you growing, but the sweet energy is the one that's seen you become the butt of the joke. Like, I don't know how else to put this except for you've dealt with a lot of balderdash. Like, exactly that. Like, people coming in and trying to belittle you, trying to make you small, trying to make you feel a certain way, trying to put you in this box. And this person, they see you as someone who's independent. They see you as someone who's headstrong. And they see you as someone who is ever expansive, right? Who's finding their happiness. That's the thing. And look, this is someone, there's an energy here who wants a family with you, okay? Whether or not you're here for a friend or whatever, for some, there's this energy of wanting to build a family, because when they look in your eyes, they see happiness, right? Again, that sense that they get lost in your eyes. They do get lost in your eyes. Because it's like you know the world from a different place than other people do. Most people aren't willing to do the healing when it comes to their wounds, and so they live in their wounds. And it's like you've let your wounds become the reason that you're healing. And that makes you a lot stronger and a lot, look, like even with this, like you're just standing out. This is a huge image here, right? Look, she looks like an empress. She looks just like a queen sitting here and transforming in the darkness. It's like the shadow is what's created this growth for you. Like maybe you had to go through the darkness in order to rise above. You had to become something else in order to rise above, to bring color back into your life, right? And that's what they see when they look in your eyes. They see this darkness. There's no hiding this. There's no hiding your shadow from this person. But at the same time, they also see how beautiful you are. Whether you're a man or a woman or whatever you identify with, that does not matter here, right? This is showing that you stand now in this beauty that people cannot deny. You just can't, you can't deny that. What do we have? The Sovereign. With number 43, I am my authentic self and no one has dominion over me. And look, we were talking about that, exactly that this person, this energy is trying to have dominion over you, but you're growing beyond that now. Okay. And that's what they see when they look in your eyes. And this, again, this could even be this toxic energy coming in because they've tried to break you. They've tried to break you down from that, like, feeling like, oh, pile one's just on their high horse. They think they're better than everyone. They think that they can do whatever the hell they want. La, 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 blah, blah, blah. Right? And you're just like, no, self-love isn't selfish, right? There's this line in this song, and I wish I could remember the name of the song. I don't remember. It's on SoundCloud. It's one of those, you know, not so famous people, but still such a good song. And he says in there, he says, my love reigns supreme. You know this, you felt this, so self-love isn't selfish. Like he says that, look, celebration. Yeah, you're about to celebrate. Like they see this growth happening within you. Something's changed recently. Something has changed within you that has created where it's like now the darkness no longer is like ruling your life. And so when they look into your eyes, they see that. They see that there's nothing holds reign over you. Nothing holds dominion over you anymore except for you. And that's what they see, that independence. Hello, with house 1 here. You know, you have this beautiful independence that's coming out. You have opposition on the bottom. You have imbalance, right? What we're talking about, the 5 of Wands is talking about having your equilibrium recovering after an imbalance. So we have imbalance, a point of tension and a power struggle, which is what we see with the whole reading, this power struggle. So whether you want to wear this out on your sleeve or not, unfortunately, there's someone in your energy who's very sincere, who is quite aware of the situation that you're going through without having been told. Yeah, and so you're putting a lot of energy to your work here. They see you as a hard worker, and especially with this, they see you as someone who's not afraid to get their hands dirty. So when they look in your eyes, they see someone who's willing to go to the lengths that it takes to find what it is that makes you happy, to close out old cycles, to have that expansion, to grow consciously. We're dealing with someone who's very spiritual here, or who's very consciously aware of their actions and what they're doing. Like, and when they see you, again, emerging as this goddess, this sovereign being, this beautiful empress, whatever it is, very feminine. You stand very highly in your feminine energy. And again, it does not matter if you're a man or a woman or what you identify with. That doesn't matter. This is energy that is exuding from you, something that had been suppressed within you for some time. Like I said, something recently shifted for you where you said, no, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And so when that shifted, now as they look in your eyes, all they can see is this goddess appearing, and just there's like this, I'm starstruck. That's what I keep hearing. I'm starstruck by you. Look, I love your reading, pile 1. I love it. We have South Node coming out, destined to release. What did I just say? Something just happened. So this person's had their eye on you for a while, right? They could get lost in your eyes, but something just happened where you released a South Node karmic situation, right? Again, this toxic energy, and that's what made your goddess appear. That's what made you stand in this divine feminine energy. And so when they look at you, they see you as like, the piece, what is it? The piece de resistance. Like they're like, oh, like that's my person, pile 1. Like, you know, like that's it. Like house 9, which is Jupiter energy here, spiritual growth. What do they see when they look in your eyes? Spiritual growth. I love your guys' reading. I love it. What a beautiful reading. Let's take a look at these cards. I'm only going to read one. I'm going to read which one it is that draws me to it, but we'll take a look at both of them. So let's check out the bottom one first. Healing path. Yes, I love this. I'm sorry, I should probably... But there's this energy of being completely healed, of like restoring. Look at this light up here, right? Like look at this light above her head. Sorry, I'm just trying, I don't want to get flagged on these, but you have this beautiful light that's coming in again, coming back to that, coming through the crown energy here. You have the 3 women here. It's like your ancestors have walked with you on this journey. We have this matrix here. This is actually in one of my dragon path cards, and it's talking about connecting with the deep universal matrix, the symbol here. I actually don't know the whole depth of it, but in my dragon cards, that's what it's talking about. But you can't get away from it, the divine feminine coming through here, right? So let's see here. How do I want to, let me put this over it. Okay. I didn't even think about it, but that's all right. So let's see what this one is. Center. Exactly. Do you see these beautiful colors? It's like you're finding your heart and your throat chakra are all opening and aligning here. I really feel like I'm going to read this one. I might take a look at this one too, but just look at this. Like you have turned into something that is so vibrant now when they see you. Like before, look, her eyes are almost cut off here, right? I don't know if you can see that up there, but it's like before it was just your eyes showed the sadness, but now when they look into your eyes, look at how it's like she's on fire and the whole of your being is vibrating out. And that's exactly what they see when they look in your eyes, is this vibration, this energy. It's almost like they can't handle it, like they can't stand it, but they can stand it. It's like they're just, whoa, pile one, whoa. Let's check out center. Okay, are these alphabetized? I forgot. Yes, they are. Thank you, source. Certainty center. These are just really beautiful. There's not a whole lot to it or anything like that. So really just what you feel intuitively about this card will matter to you as well. There's also a little moon right here in the bottom, but just this feels like finally being able to speak your truth for yourself, like your throat chakra is opening up. It says everything moves, and I take advantage of that movement, flowing with it like a river. Water naturally will find its way towards life. Something guides me in the torrent. Something moves me from the center. So I listen to all the answers that are waiting for my attention. Life is now, the waters are telling me. I leave behind controlling tendencies. Look at this. And the fear of change. I embrace what is new without resistance so that my passion flows from the center and the inevitable comes to flourish along my own beauty. Look, we were talking about that control over here, right? Let me check that one out and see what it says. H-I. Oh, there it is right there. There it is. I saw it. Okay, let's read. Does this one have... Okay. So I'm just going to read the mastery on this one. It says, little by little, I feel the energy returning to my body. I leave my cave with clear eyes and all the confidence I have gained. The time has come to assume my role, and I'm guiding a journey, regenerating a world. I recognize my strength. I incorporate it, and I hold it in my hands like a sacred transforming fire. Exactly. This is so beautiful. I love this. So when they look in your eyes, they see you healing. There's no hiding from this. Something has happened recently where you are healing. And of course, today, on the day that I'm recording this, it is the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So that is a huge astrological event. So that could be something that means something to you, or around this time frame is when some healing has been done. But that is what they see when they look in your eyes, is this expansive healing energy. So this is what I see for you, pile one. If it resonates, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it here and get on out of here. Until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, pile two. This is for those of you that were drawn to this beautiful piece of carnelian. This is going to be your reading on what do they see when they look into your eyes. Pile one was phenomenal, so I ask that you keep an open mind here at this time. And we'll see what comes out. We will ask the dice first, but before we get into it, remember that these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by commenting, subscribing, and hitting that like button down below, it does allow me an opportunity to intimately connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into your dice reading and find out what it is for pile number two, source, that they see when they look in their eyes. What is it, source, for pile number two, source? What is it that this person sees when they look into their eyes for pile two? What is it that this person sees when they look into pile two's eyes, source? What is it that they see? 12th house, Virgo, and Uranus. Change! Changes! So that may resonate with some. Yeah, they see change and a hard worker, someone who's very determined. You also may have been told that you are someone that has very, very beautiful eyes. You have very attractive eyes that people just fall into, like get lost in for days, weeks, years, months, whatever. Especially with this 12th house starting the reading here, it's like that Piscean energy, very dreamy. I heard bedroom eyes is that energy that's coming through here. It's like just very beautiful. You may have very beautiful color like of eyes that may be very unique to you. I apologize for the train. Like that's anything new on my channel. That's nothing new. So yeah, you may have some very beautifully colored eyes, like very unique to you. Maybe a lot of people don't have that same color of eyes, or nobody has ever seen that color of eyes, and you get commented a lot on the color of your eyes. Also the shape. You have a very unusual shape. I do see very big round eyes, kind of like anime eyes, you know, like very big. Like people just really love to look into your eyes. So when they look at you, they feel all sorts of ways about it. They also see that you're not someone to be trifled with, especially with this Capricorn energy coming out right next to Pisces. It's like they know that you're going to stand your ground, but they also see that you are someone who, like, if someone comes at you with a lot of false energy, that you're going to say something about it. You're not going to let it go. Like, you're going to be like, look, I know you're being fake, and I know that you're not being authentic right now, and you're going to have something to say about it. With Uranus coming out here, what do they see when they look in your eyes? They see that you've changed. So this feels like people who've known you for a long time. And maybe for a long time you've carried a lot of sadness into your eyes. And what I'm seeing right now are very bright eyes. Like I'm telling you, when I see anime eyes, like that's what I see. Like very open, very bright, very clear, like seeing everything with the eyes of a child. And so they see change. Like it's like something has changed. Something has altered in you, where before there was just this sense of like when they looked in your eyes, like maybe someone wanted to kiss away your tears, or someone wanted to hold you until you felt better, or whatever it was. And now they see this strength and this newness to it, right? That's coming through. Like Uranus is all about radical change, and it's also about future. Like it's like, so we're now in the future, right? Like shifting forward to the future in this here, now, here moment. But it's like now, as you've changed over time, you look so different. And so it's like the first thing that changed was your eyes. Like maybe your smile never reached your eyes before, and now when you smile, like your whole face smiles. And people maybe have commented on how beautiful your smile is recently, and you're wondering about that. It's because you've had change in your eyes, and it's all in the eyes. You know, they say that the eyes are the window to the soul. Well, they very much are, and you have a very wide soul, a very deep soul that's coming through here, and people notice that. But they also notice that because of the hardships that maybe you have experienced in your life, whatever they may be, that you're not someone who's going to let them get away with treating you a certain way. You're going to say it. So I am going to do something a little bit different today. I'm bringing these cards out. These are my Dark Oracle Tarot. I do not have the whole deck. Now, I do just want to say, do not pay attention to the Roman numerals on here. The printer was not very good on these, but it does not change the energy in the cards. The energy in the cards is still very powerful. These are all about self-healing and connecting with the darker side of ourselves. And I felt like it was very fitting to bring these out on this reading. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there, but I'm only bringing out the mystery cards, or what you might know as the major arcanas. Okay, but in my tarot deck, they are called the mystery cards. And so we're just going to talk about that and see what comes out with these when they look in your eyes, what it is that they see. Okay, very powerful stuff that came through for pile 1, and I have no doubt that yours will be equally as powerful. So source, for pile number 2, what is it that they see when they look into pile 2's eyes? Okay, for pile number 2, source, what is it that they see when they look into pile 2's eyes? What is it that they see? Thank you. These are very aggressive cards too, but in the best of ways. They may look a little scary. Don't let that deter you from them, please. They're just this energy that's very much like the stuff that we always deny within ourselves, and they very much have a very unique way of connecting with that. So on the bottom, this is interesting, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out. As I was saying, like change. You've had to learn how to heal yourself from some really hard things, and this is the first thing that people notice when they look in your eyes. They also see in your eyes that now you have this very beautiful outlook on life. Like maybe before, again, that the smile didn't reach your eyes, but now it reaches your eyes. It's like now your eyes are bright and shiny because you've learned how to bring fortune into your life by your thoughts, by your feelings, whatever it is that has worked for you on this journey. It has changed the way that you see the outside world, and that in turn has altered the way that your eyes look. Right? And so when they see you, they see someone who has had to go through some extreme hardships. They see someone who has had to cry a lot, right? What was I saying? Someone wants to kiss away your tears. That's an energy that's coming through here, but they also see change, you know, and the Wheel of Fortune talks about change. And for it to come out over here by Uranus, we have this being a cemented idea here. It's like people have seen you change. These are individuals who've been around you for time enough to see that you went from being one way to now you're in this new light, and that your eyes are the first thing that have changed because your soul has changed because you've done some inner work. So we have the moon. Okay, let's see what's all coming out here. We have the sun. Whoa, that is some powerful energy. If we get the stars, I'm out. Okay, we have the Empress coming through. Well, that's a pretty powerful energy as well. And I like this symbology here. If you see, this is like the flame or the heart. Okay, it kind of looks like a heart on fire. Same thing here. It's in a cage here. Right? It's in a cage outside of her. It's not something that is easily accessible here. Okay? But if you look on the Empress card, it's like it's no longer in a cage. Now it's just in a basket. And it's like instead she's the one that's covering it. And so it's like you've learned how to control it, this passion, this power within you, and to wield that. And look, her eyes, like she's the only one that we see eyes on here. Your eyes are very intense. They're very intriguing. They're very captivating. Okay, and now you've learned how to create this space where you control who it is that has access to your internal self, your internal being, right? And I love this. I love that they show her eyes on here. Is this a bird? Yeah, this is some kind of parrot right here. It kind of looks like a cockatoo. Is that the one that has the back of its head when it gets mad, it like stands up? That's what it looks like right there. So that may hold some meaning to you, right? But there's this power that's coming through in your eyes. That's what they see. And that's what I was saying earlier too, is that you have the bedroom eyes. We do have Piscean energy coming out here and Leo energy. With these two together, you have this beauty, this confidence. Also with the Empress, that is Taurus and Libra energy, which is Venusian energy. And so there's, again, indicating that you have very beautiful eyes. Your eyes are something that is what people notice first. Okay, when they look in your eyes, that's the first thing they notice. It's like they're captivated by the beauty of your eyes. It's like, whoa, pile two, your eyes are gorgeous. Okay, but then what ends up happening is that after they get to know you or they see you for a little while, they see that you're an open book. Like, look at this instrument here that's right next to her. It's like you have this very deep soul to you that's very... So, okay, what do you want me to say, Source? I know I see it, but I need to articulate it. What do you want me to say? Okay, so it's something that everybody can relate to. So it's like whatever you've experienced in life, it's not to diminish what you've been through. It's what you have been through, pile two. What you have been through has given you a way to relate to everyone. Or to a huge group of people. Again, we have a bird here. This looks like a little raven up here. Okay, so birds may be very symbolic for you. But they also, that's like also telling me that you communicate a lot. You're very expressive with your eyes. You have a lot of emotion. And it's like you may make all different types of shapes with your eyes. Like you may raise your eyebrows. You may squint your eyes. You maybe look at people sideways. Like... everything that you have expressive wise is through your eyes, but it's also this depth to your soul, right? Like how she's dancing, but she's dancing with swords here. And there's a swan in her hat. Yeah, so birds are very powerful symbol for you. But it's like dancing on the edge of a sword is what I first noticed here. It's like this idea of playing with fire. That's what I'm getting. It's like playing with fire. Like you dance very close to the edge of people's darkness. all the while lighting up your own soul, because it's like something that you're meant to do. You heal people just by seeing them, by looking at them, by spending time staring into their eyes. You stare into the abyss of their soul, and because you have learned how to embrace the darkness of your own, right? Because you've learned how to embrace this darkness of your own, you help others heal in a very powerful way. In a very powerful way. But look, it all comes from your past. Your past is what has brought you into this present moment. Right? This present moment of change. Changing from being small and like folding in on yourself to allowing yourself to be seen. Maybe you thought, like my eyes are weird, or my eyes aren't, they're no different than anyone else's. And now it's like you own that. And because you own that, you actually allow yourself to do what you were meant to do all along, which is to heal people. You may resonate with being a shaman in a past life. You may resonate with just being a healer. And that's because it has to do with the way that you see people. You could see their auras. You could see their souls. You can just see their darkness, and you play very close to that. It's not something I feel like you necessarily consciously do, but that's what people see when they look in your eyes. They see their healing in your eyes. It's almost like looking in a mirror, right? Look at this. We have the King of Wands coming out. Yeah, you actually connect people with some sense of inner child that has been dismissed or abandoned, or felt like it's been abandoned. And your eyes, like how she's looking, and the babe's eyes are closed here, right? It's like she's looking at you. And that's exactly what it is. Like you're looking at them and you're mirroring back to them some sense of themselves that they've abandoned, some sense of themselves that they've let go of. And you shine the light on that. Especially with the sun here being highlighted at the center of the reading. It's like you're the one that's shining the light on that. These are extremely powerful cards. Like seriously powerful. Right? And in that confidence, they see someone who's very confident now, where maybe once you weren't very confident at all. Look, the sun, I don't know why I turned this over, but we have the sun coming out on the bottom of this deck. It's like sweet like honey. Your eyes are like sweet like honey. Maybe you have honey colored eyes. And so it's like people are, they're obsessed, right? They're obsessed with looking into your eyes. They're obsessed with seeing you. They're obsessed with being around you. But at the same time, it's a very scary experience, because you help them heal this aspect of themselves. It's interesting that would come out. I feel like it wants to be seen. I feel like it wants to be out here. Let's get another one. For it to come out as a second card too and be over the sun. What an interesting story you have. You're like the sun. You shine a light into people's lives through your eyes. I mean, it's not like the rest of you doesn't either, but there's something about your eyes that like forces people to heal. It's like your eyes are a window to the soul, but it's like you're a mirror. You just bring a mirror into people's lives, and it's like they have nowhere to run when they're looking into your eyes, and it's like your eyes are so captivated that it's like, I can't look away. Right? Why do I see that? What is that show from? It's not Clerks. Is it Clerks 2? I don't think it is. It might be Clerks 2. But anyways, at the end, there's this whole bestiality thing anyways. I'm not trying to be like, oh, that's okay or anything. It's literally in the movie. There's something that's happening. You don't see it on the screen. You just see the character Becky come in, and she goes, they're like, look away, Becky. And she's like, I can't. And that's exactly like what it is. It's like their ego's telling them, look away. And their soul's like, we can't. We can't look away. And it's like something that it's absolutely, that's why I bring it up. It's like something they absolutely don't want to face. They don't want to face it. It's something that feels awful to them, disgusting, terrible, something that they would rather just leave locked in a box and not deal with. But for some reason, when they look into your eyes, it's like they have nowhere to turn except to look at the one thing that they've been trying to run away from. Yeah, and what do they see? This is how they feel when they look in your eyes. They feel like you defeated them. You spanked the crap out of them. You left them for, whatever it was. And you didn't. It's had nothing to do with you. But look at his eyes here. Look at his eyes, right? These yellow eyes. Like just this idea, like the eyes are so intense. Again, going back to exactly that. And to come out on top of the Empress, where she's the only one that the eyes are showing. Look at this significance that's coming through here. Your eyes are extremely intense. It's like people want to look away, but they can't. You may notice that people like are always staring at you and you're wondering why they're staring. It's because you have such beautiful eyes. They're captivating. They're mesmerizing. They're hypnotizing. Like, you name it. And that's the thing, and they can't help but look into your eyes. And then when they look into your eyes, it's like, bam, you got to heal this. Like again, it's like connecting them with this inner child that for so long they denied for themselves. And it's like, and that causes a lot of emotional things going on inside of them. And then we have the 5 of coins on the bottom. Yeah, it's like, look, again, with the birds, in a whole different deck with the birds. It's like this peaceful sense. You communicate through your eyes. Okay? Like, you may not even have a lot to say. You may be like, I don't say much. Like, I maybe say 2 words. I maybe say this, you know, and it has nothing to do with your actual verbiage. Like, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the expression of your eyes. It has to do with the way that you see people. And in that sense of seeing people, they have nowhere to run. You know, everybody says it's like, oh, anyone can say anything in the world, but you're the person who doesn't say anything. Like, you're just the person who just sits back and watches. And it's like, through that act, because people are so drawn to your eyes, it's like, that's it. Like, it like sets them on fire, right? Then we have Rhinoceros Moderation coming out. 32. You may feel, when you deal with a lot of people, you may feel extremely drained, and you might not actually know why. And it's because you're healing them without realizing it. It's this very subconscious, and you could have become aware of this over the years, but it's just something that you do naturally. It's like something that your soul just does. It's like you have no control over it. Why? Because it's something that you were sent here to do, is to set the world on fire, to help them burn and turn into a phoenix from the ashes, right? But you also may find that some people they limit their time with you, and the reason they limit their time with you is because of that. And that's what they see when they look in your eyes. It's like, oh my gosh, like, I got to deal with this darkness within me. Like, yeah, I have to deal with the fear. But you actually help move people from a state of fear into a place of abundance. And that's what they see when they look into your eyes. That fear. They have to face it. There's no running from it. And it's not, and you don't, all you are is you. That's it. That's it, pile 2. All you got to do, all you got to be is you. That's it. You don't have to do nothing else. You don't have to be anyone else. You don't have to say anything. It just naturally happens. It's like being touched by the hand of the divine. Like, that's exactly what's going on here. Yeah, see, you help people release. I can't make this stuff up, guys. This is the energy that's coming in here. You help people release what's no longer serving them. It's like you've hidden from this for too long. But remember that the reason that happens is because you yourself have been through some kind of darkness. You've been through some kind of really bad upset. And in embracing that within yourself, you've also forced others to have to heal that within themselves. You know, healing ourselves is a very beautiful thing because we actually heal others. Look, we have Pluto coming out with transform. Something is change, right? Again, change coming through here with the Wheel of Fortune. Change, transform. Again with the train. Look, there's a lot of transformation here. A lot of death, right? There's a lot of egoic death. That's what people see when they look in your eyes, is egoic death. It's not even you. They have to deal with their own egoic death. That's it. There's nothing that anyone can do about it. Like, you were sent here to heal people just through your eyes. Y'all are pretty cool, pile 2. Like, I just gotta say, like, that's a pretty cool thing. Like, seriously. And it's weird because, you know, as a reader, you start and you're like, man, I hope this makes sense, right? But then as the reading goes, you're like, oh, yeah, no, I know exactly where we're going with this. Like, it's just a weird situation, right? Okay, they want this one is flying out here. Yeah, so this one came through too. I'm just going to show you guys real quick. But he's like, yeah, he's the teacher, right? I just wanted to remember what it was. But this is actually the first one that came out for me as a teacher. I study and share wisdom with those who value it. That's exactly it. You're here to teach people. What I was saying, like, you might resonate with the shaman. And I love that this card came out. It came out with this one. Okay, we're going to actually take this one. But the thing is this so weird because it's like you make people look at their own demons, their own snakes, their own internal toxicities, and you transform them with this butterfly here, right? This beautiful energy, but it's like this ancient wisdom. You just, you just look at them and boom, they're transformed. And you're like, whoa. And why is that? Because you're here to share wisdom. And whether people value it or not, it's kind of like we've come into this age of life where it's like, it doesn't matter if you value healing, it's going to happen. Sorry, we're on the healing train. That's what's happened to the world. You're on it. You can't escape it. So, yeah, exactly. Look at this. Look at how she's like reaching out and she's touching him. But look at this energy here with the butterfly and the light shining down. Again, we have the sun, and this goes right in the middle of the reading. Look, and the sun here coming down and shining down, and it's like you're not doing anything. Just you being you is what touches people and heals them. And look, it's like you're not even standing out that much, right? But your eyes, there's something about your eyes that just draws people in. They can't, it's like a moth to the flame, which we have this butterfly in the sunlight. And that's the thing. I was in Texas a couple of years ago, and they have this beautiful butterfly sanctuary there where I was staying in Mission. And while I was there, we went to go see the butterflies, and they told us, they said, oh, you came on a good day. It's a sunny day. To always remember that butterflies only come out when the sun comes out. Look at this synchronicity with your reading. I love your reading, pile 2. I love this. And that's exactly what it is. And it's like you're just standing in the background. You're not saying anything. You're just being you, doing you, boo. And yet look at how you brought color into this person's life. Like their tunic is so bright. It's purple, it's blue, it's teal, it's green. And it's like the sword here on his hilt. It's like bringing the truth to them. And again, there's nowhere that he can run. There's nowhere that he can hide. There's only having to deal with himself. The light is being shown on his crown, on his head. And that's what's so intriguing here. It's like this beautiful energy of healing. We have number 31, the partners. I keep my word and put my partnership first in all ways. I think more than anything with this card, it's just showing like you have brought a lot of light into people's lives, and that's your partnerships. Like you may not have a lot of solid friendships, and if you do, they may limit their time with you, right? But you have this fiery energy always coming in, and it's the reason why is because you heal people, and that's why like you may actually do better in a very solitude-like state because you have to recharge, you have to revamp, you have to refuel yourself from situations. But you're here to actually bring connections, to bring that healing to connections that come into your life, those partnerships that will come and that will go. Wolf instinct. This is the intuition card, right? You're always following your intuition. You may get guided to go out to the store today when you're like, oh, I don't need to go to the store. But then suddenly you're like, oh, I got to go to the store. I don't know why, but I just know I need to go. And why? It's because you run into someone who you're being intuitively guided to heal. And that's what happens. And people see that. They see it's weird to see this all in your eyes, but that's the truth. The eyes are the window of the soul. And so I know it's like, well, but what do they see when they look at my, that's it. They see healing. Like if I were to put it in one simple word, it's healing, but it's so much more than that, right? It's like they see you as an intuitive being. They see you as a change. They see you as someone who sets the world on fire. All in your eyes. They see you as having beautiful eyes. They see you as someone who's not going to take any balderdash. They see you as someone who's willing to change, who has changed, who's brought fortune into their own life after a period of stagnation, after having been in this energy of protecting self, finally opening up to your purity, right? Being able to celebrate. Look at this. Having fun, adventure, feeling lonely at some points. It's like all written in your eyes. It may not seem like a lot. Like when you look in your eyes, you're like, how does that all show? Again, it's more about your energy than anything else. But again, seeing the windows to the soul, it's like people can't look away from you because you have such beautiful eyes. Was I just saying adventurous right now? We have Sagittarius energy here, optimism, exploration, and freedom. And Sagittarians are, for me, the partiers of the zodiac. Yeah, so they see someone who's very optimistic. It's like no matter how hard life got, it's like you never let it change your optimism in the world. And where at one point you were wearing it very heavily in your eyes, where the smile wouldn't reach your eyes. And it was because it's not that you weren't optimistic. It was just that it wasn't reaching your eyes. It was cutting off at one point in your face. And now Your smile reaches your eyes because you've done a lot of healing. You helped seeing what it is inside of your heart. You've listened to your intuition, and people see this with you. They see that change. This was a powerful reading, pile 2. Let's check out what your card is here. I love this. Open center. Look at this, like all these beams coming out of her heart. That's exactly what it was that I was getting, this energy of like, you don't have to do anything. You just basically project healing energy out of your entire being. But it's because of your eyes that people are stuck in this place of being completely hypnotized for a few moments of like, whoa, pile 2. And they have to receive this healing energy. It's like Source designed it that way. But look at how beautiful this pink energy coming through here, which is connecting with the heart. It's like sitting on this moth. It's like, I feel like you have to get in touch with flowers, or you have to get in maybe you go to a garden somewhere. It feels like garden to me. Like somewhere where there's a lot of flowers, a meadow, maybe an open meadow to recharge. Like that may be something that helps you recharge. And that's something that you need to keep in your life too, pile 2. Okay, LMNO. Open center. Here we go. Okay, there's not a whole lot to these cards, right? They're just little, but the lady that did these, she's actually an artist. She's a painter, and these are her paintings that she turned into oracle cards. Absolutely beautiful. It says, I open up to receive. I open up to give. I learn to give and receive in perfect balance. A balance in my heart's region means a strong immune system. It is harmony in my relationships. So with awareness, I oxygenate and nourish my blood, my organs, tissues, and cells. I thank my vital functions. I breathe the air element into me. I open up to unconditional love. It says breathe. I change the vibration of my blood and waters with the help of the air element. I follow my own breath consciously. My body dilates and becomes a lighter vessel. I allow myself to love and to be loved. This may be, for some, this may be the reason you drew in a partner, was because of your eyes, and because all that was in your eyes, and they felt that healing energy, and so you drew in a partner, especially with the partners card coming out here and the connection with this. So it's talking about you've learned how to open yourself up and let your, like, again, you're the one that's controlling it. What we saw with the Empress card back here, you're no longer letting your heart be in this cage. You're the one that's actually allowing it to be open. And it's actually open quite frequently, whether or not you notice it or not. It's just you actually have this very big heart that you give love to people without even thinking twice. You're just a genuine soul here to help heal this world in its time of need. What a beautiful reading, pile 2. I absolutely love this. If it resonated, give me a thumbs up down below. But I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here and leave it there. So that being said, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans that chose pile number 3, this zebra jasper. This is going to be a reading on what do they see when they look in your eyes. I just ask that you keep an open mind. The readings have been very intense and deep and wonderful in all the best ways. So keep an open mind, okay? This is not like, oh, they see stars and they want to fall in love with you. And this, no, that's not what this is, okay? So just keep an open mind with these readings. Know that they are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not. With that in mind, know that as you interact with the channel by commenting, liking, subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to intimately connect with your energy to get you out more resonant readings. So as always, we will go ahead and start with your dice reading and find out what it is. Source, what is it that people see when they look into pile 3's eyes? Source, what is it that people see when they look into pile 3's eyes? What is it that you can help us understand, help us know? What is it that they see when they look into pile 3's eyes? And it could be one person, it could be a group of people. We'll find out. So we have first Taurus, Gemini, and Jupiter energy. You may resonate with one of the other piles just from the dice. But if not, that is okay. My apologies for the dog barking in the back. She hears things and she gets excited, you know. She's jumping around, moving the camera too. Oh, hold on just a second. Someone is here. It was a special delivery. So when they look in your eyes, they see someone special. Okay? Hey, everything is a sign in life. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. We have a first house Gemini energy in Jupiter. So they see someone who's very, very intelligent. You may not speak on your intelligence, but they see someone who, like, so maybe when people try to make jokes that go over others' heads, like, I don't really have an example right now, but if you understand what I'm talking about, you'll know exactly what this means. So there are people who try to make one of those intelligence jokes so that they can be like the know-it-all in life. And it's like you immediately get it. And it's like you might not say anything. You might not even laugh about it. But it's like your eyes give you away. And so when people look in your eyes, they see that you understand exactly what's going on. But where you might not say anything, they also see someone who's very self-involved in a good way. Like you're very much about taking care of yourself. Maybe for the women on here that like to do makeup, like you very much take it very personally, like what it is that's going on with your eye makeup. Like I'm seeing very wild eye makeup for some, like these very huge eyelashes, like, well, I don't know why I'm seeing this, but like feathered eyelashes, like actual feathers, you know, on their eyelashes. I'm seeing like bright colors, like really beautiful eye makeup, just very wild and different. And so when people look into your eyes, they feel like you're very, like you're wild and you're very expressive, okay, with these two together. It's like this very expressive energy. And it's like not necessarily your eyes or your expression, but your eyes always give you away, if that makes sense. It's like you already see things. It's like maybe some people treat you like you're ignorant or like you're dumb, and you're not. And so when some people look into your eyes, they see right away your intelligence. They see right away how smart you are. They also feel like you're lucky. They see that you have a lot of luck in your life and a lot of abundance. But more than anything, with Jupiter being here, it's like this spiritual growth. They see you as an abundant being. They see you as someone who has inner abundance. Inner cognitive awareness is what they're telling me to say. Okay. So yeah, you're just very, very much aware of yourself. You're aware of others. You're aware of your thoughts. You're aware of what other people are thinking. You could have telepathy. And when people look in your eyes, like if they look at you for just a moment, you might have a telepathic experience with them right away. I can already tell, pile 3, your pile is going to be very out there, okay? You guys are very spiritual. You have a very wide mindset, and you're very much in this place of embracing what's going on with both the spirit realm and the physical realm. Very well read and well rounded is what I'm hearing. But yeah, when they look in your eyes, they see someone who sees the world. It's like almost putting puzzle pieces together. Puzzle pieces that others wouldn't even think to look for. You know, it's like how people start with the edges. And I know not everybody builds puzzles this way, but it's almost like you actually start with the middle, because that's like the meat of the puzzle. So you start with the middle and build your way out. And I'm not saying you build puzzles, but I'm saying like that's what they see when they look in your eyes. It's like you're like looking at the center of a person. You see the heart of who they are, and then you build it out, and you can pinpoint the superficialities on the outside. And it's like you have a way of penetrating the heart of a situation. And that's what they see when they look in your eyes. It's not necessarily healing. It's not necessarily that energy of like, oh my gosh, like they know who I am. It's like when people look in your eyes, they know that you see the masks that they're wearing. There we go. Okay. So I am doing things a little bit differently. I'm bringing out these major arcanas, what you would know them as. They're actually called mystery cards in my decks. And this is the Dark Oracle Tarot. The printer on this was terrible. However, the cards are extremely deep cards. They're to connect with our dark side, with our shadow side. So I am bringing these out. I'm just doing the mystery cards today. So please do not pay any attention to the numbers, okay? The Roman numerals. Because, again, the printer was just, whoever they got to print the cards just they weren't doing a great job. So, just putting it out there. So, let's go ahead and get these out and see. Whoa, thank you. These two are coming out right away. Right away for you, pile 3. Okay, source for pile 3. What is it that they see when they look into pile 3's eyes? Okay, this one wants to come out. Thank you. It's on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, all right. So we have the Hanged Man coming out on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, they see a dark past is what I'm hearing with this. And again, going back to that, how you view life, you start with the center and you build it out. Like, that's also what's coming out. That's like confirmation here. But there's something about your heart coming through here with your throat chakra being illuminated on this card. It's like, you may not speak. Like, look at how little of the light is there, but the heart is like very wide open. And again, that energy of like, you may say so little, but your eyes and your heart say it all. So it's like you're very succinct when you talk. You're very much to the point. I do this, I do this, I do this. And it's like you don't take time to talk about anything because you figure out how you want to say it and you say it. And that also comes across with how you view the world. So when somebody does something that may not resonate with you, your eyes are the first thing that give you away. So it's like you may raise your eyebrow in a certain way where people actually hear or feel your thoughts coming to them. Hold on just a second. Okay, so yeah, exactly. They see you, and your eyes are what give you away, right? Look at that. We have lovers under, or the lover under here. Again, that Gemini energy coming through. So you also may have you may have a dark side that comes out in your eyes when they see you. When they look in your eyes, they see a darkness that comes through, like your shadow side. Again, if something rubs wrong with you, your eyes give you away. So we have the Magician coming out here. Interesting. You're very intuitive. We have the Sun coming out. Yeah, you may resonate with one of the other readings. Or you may be here from the other readings. And hello and welcome back. If you are, thank you. And the Star. I love this. Yeah, so that's exactly, look, and you're the only reading that had multiple cards with eyes on it, right? So there's something about your eyes are constantly changing, right? Like they're constantly changing. Like, look at how his eyes are white, her eyes are black, and then this on here, his eyes are red, right? Your eyes are constantly changing. That's what I was saying. Like, for some, you may do really like wild makeup on your eyes, but for others, it's just your eyes will change with your mood. So like my mom, she had hazel eyes, and when she was happy, they would be a lighter shade of like brown. But if she was really mad, they would turn like a bright green. It was crazy to watch. Like, you always just knew she was mad. That's what I'm saying. Like, your eyes give you away. And so what do people see when they look in your eyes? It's kind of like they know your mood. They know exactly what you're thinking. They know exactly what's going on. That's what I'm saying. Like, they get this telepathy from you. So like, if you look at someone, they may just know how you're feeling, based on what color your eyes are. You may have shape-shifting eyes. That's exactly what I feel here. It's like your eyes are constantly changing. Your eyes are constantly like not beyond being a window of the soul. Your eyes will tell people what you're feeling, your emotional state for the day, like your emotional ego. They'll tell people where it is you're at spiritually. They'll tell people where it is you're at intuitively. Like, your eyes give away everything about you. There's also something very... Oh, so I just heard intoxicating, but there's something intoxicating about your eyes, but there's also something that's very alien about your eyes. Okay, like, and that's not to be mean or anything. Like, literally, there's something that's like very otherworldly about your eyes coming through here that they're hinting at. So it's like, maybe the more that you connect with your intuition, the more that your eyes change, the more that they stand out. Also, your eyes get a lot of attention, especially with the Star here and the Sun. It's like your eyes are what draw a lot of people to you. And you may have manifested this at one point in your life with the Magician here. But if not, it's just something that like your eyes are what manifests a lot of things to change in your life. Your view on life. You may get a lot of suitors because of the way your eyes are. Your eyes are very intense. You could be a Scorpio. For some reason, I feel like I need to say that. Scorpios have very intense eyes. But you may be a Scorpio and you have very intense eyes, and that may draw a lot of suitors to you. And that has changed over the years. It's like you realize that a lot of people that get drawn to your eyes aren't drawn to you because they're truly drawn to you. They're drawn to a very superficial aspect of you. And so what do they see when they look in your eyes? It's like they see this being who's not from this world. You may be pinned as a black sheep. You may be someone who doesn't fit in. You may be someone who stands out, but a lot of people are jealous of. But yet you also are capable of resonating with others on a very deep level. Understanding that the things that you've been through help you connect with people. So I feel like when people look in your eyes as well, they judge a book by a cover. So they may have you pinned as someone who's, who's rude, who's mean, who's whatever, and they have all these judgments that they place on you, and then they actually, for some reason, something happens and you end up having a conversation with them along the way, and with that, they're like, whoa, pile 3 just totally connected with me on a whole nother level. Music is something that's very important to you. So you may have a window through your soul through music, and your eyes are what give you away to what you're feeling when the music plays. How do I hear that song right now? Please don't stop the music, please don't stop the music, right? Like, that's the thing. It's like maybe you always have an earbud in, listening to music, whether you're at work or whether you're at home or whatever you're doing. You may be always constantly listening to music, and your eyes shift shapes while you're listening to music. Maybe something that you're not actually aware of. Now, what is that? Andromeda's? Is that like if you resonate with Starseed Andromeda? I think it's Andromeda that have eyes that change. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me, but I am throwing that out there. I do feel like they want me to mention Andromeda's Starseed here, so that may be something that you resonate with, and that's why this is coming through. So yeah, there's just this energy, and you also help people change their perspective when they see you. A lot of people see happiness in your eyes, like you're a very happy soul, like you're a very kind soul, you're very gentle and beautiful. But it could change in a matter of seconds, just depending on where you're at energetically. Okay, so we have 2. So yeah, there's like this energy of death here coming through with this 6 of Swords, right? And 6 of Swords is all about balance. Like, you have a lot of balance between good and the shadow, right? The light and the shadow, I think, is the best way to put this. It's like you have a lot of balance between the light and the shadow here. But it's like when people look in your eye, they also see a hard childhood. So you may have grown up in a situation where you had to grow up very early and you didn't get a chance to enjoy your childhood. And so that's something that's really hard for you personally, is healing the inner child, healing the wounded child, because there's so much other wisdom that you have. It's like being a person who has access to the Akashic records, but not having access to their inner soul through their inner child, right? Like, that's exactly what it feels like for you, pile 3. And people notice this, like it may be hard for you to connect with kids. Like, you may be someone who doesn't want kids in their life, or maybe you have kids, but it wasn't actually a part of your plan. Like, it just kind of was like an oops moment. Or I'm not saying that kids are an oops. I'm just saying, like, it was just kind of one of those things that happened along the way, right? Like, and you may not want kids, or you may not have planned for kids. And so it's like, there's this energy of not necessarily being able to connect with others in a playful way because you're very serious, or because you are very straightforward. What was I saying? That succinct energy, that very, this is how it is, this is where it's going. It's like being logical, and you're very logical in your approach to things, and it's like comes through your eyes too. It's like when someone has a problem and they come and they talk to you about their problem, there's a moment of telepathy that happens in that, where they immediately know right before you say it what you're going to say, and it's because you're like projecting that through your third eye to them. It's just like their soul is telling them, oh, this is exactly what pile 3 is going to tell me. And they'll be like, and you may have had people say, are you reading my mind? And you'll be like, no, why? And they'll be like, because I was just thinking that. And it's like, actually, you're the one that basically put that into their mind, because it was like you have this very strong energy behind you. But the biggest thing here is that your eyes are constantly shifting. Yeah, so with family here, again, hinting at family and childhood, the 8 of Cups in my deck really talks about family. It talks about those connections that we have with family, whether they're good or they're bad. Here next to the Six of Swords, with the image that we have depicted on here, it really feels like you never got to enjoy a childhood. It was like maybe your parents bought you practical gifts for the house growing up for your birthday because they couldn't afford it any other time, but they had to get you something. So instead, like I keep seeing like a toilet seat. I don't know why. I just see like they gave you a toilet seat for your birthday because that was practical. They needed a new toilet seat. So instead of you getting a toy, you got something that had to go with the house. I hope that makes sense. But that's what they're showing me. Like, not a birthday present. There's like a bow on it. But it's like, oh, cool. We can put that to use. Isn't that exciting? And you're over there like, no, not really. Like, and that's why you have a hard time like being on this like level of let me stroke your emotional ego that's connected to the inner child. Like, let me dumb this down for you, because you're like, you're not dumb. Like, that's exactly how you feel. Like, you're not dumb. You don't need things to be dumbed down. You just need to look at this from a logical place. And so when people look at your eyes, they know whether or not you're going to be in this place of it's not even grace. Like, what is this? It's like, whether you're going to be in a place of just gently telling them, or if you're like, look, this is the way it is. Like, it's almost brashly telling them. But it's just truth. It's just the truth that's coming out. It's nothing terrible. It's not like you're a rude person. You're not mean. You're just very logical in your sense. And it comes through your eyes. Like, that's what they see. They immediately know what it is that's coming. Because you put it, that telepathic energy comes through, but also because your eyes are what give you away. They're constantly changing. Yeah, look, and she has her eyes closed here. Like, that's exactly what it is. Communicating, eyes wide shut. That's what I just heard. It's like this communication. Like, see, look, it's like you don't have to do anything because you're sending out these little messages, and then people receive the message, and then you say what the messages are. Look, she's holding them on strings here. Right, sitting in the chair. It's like you're listening to your intuition. Your third eye is what's open here. That's what I'm getting with this Eight of Wands here. You know, the Eight of Wands talks about anxiety and fear and control and letting go of control in my deck. And so it's like you're like, let go of the control of what it is that you see with your two physical eyes, and you listen more to your heart, your intuition. But sometimes that can make you feel or seem like you're emotionally distant or detached. And it's not that you're not empathetic. You are empathetic to people's situations, but it's just like maybe you have a lot of people tell you the same thing over and over again, and they come and they hope that your eyes are going to change, but it's like your eyes do change, but it's like slowly getting more and more irritated. Like, oh my gosh, you already brought this to me. I already told you what advice you wanted. And it's like you may go to this energy of not giving advice to people anymore, because it's like you don't even want to take my advice anyways. And so people see that perspective coming through, that different perspective in life. And part of that comes from just the way you grew up. And it's like, they see that in your eyes. What I hear, I'm not chasing paper dragons. That's what I just heard turning this over. We have the Knight of Swords here. Like, yeah, you're like, look, if you can't open your eyes to see the truth of the situation, then get out of here. Get out of here. And that's the thing. It's like, that's what gives you away. Your eyes will tell people when you're irritated. Your eyes will tell people when they've overstayed their welcome. Like, it's like you may not have to say anything. People may just get up and leave, and you're like relieved. You're like, oh, I'm so glad that they got up and left, because I was seriously really almost done with this. I couldn't do this anymore. People see it in your eyes. Like, your eyes just give you away. They do. It's like they tell people what you're thinking. You don't have to say anything, because your eyes are telling people what you're thinking. And that's what they see when they look into your eyes, is your thoughts. Okay, so that came out over that. I'm just going to leave that there for just a second. Yeah, and this is a part of your purpose. This is actually you being in your path of purpose. It has to do with you listening to your intuition and connecting with this wise side of you. You could have come here to be a walking... like a master, right? Or a shaman, or like what is it when you've ascended so much, and it's not to be over anybody. It's like you've gotten to this place of ascension where it's like just it has nothing to do with all the things that everybody thinks it has to do with, right? It's like, look, I get it. I get you want love, but you don't love yourself. I get that you want of riches, but you don't even think you're deserving of riches. It's like these very succinct things that you tell people that they're just like, but that's not what I wanted to hear. And you're like, it might not be what you want to hear, but that's the truth of the situation. Right? We have to look at this from a completely different place, right? The Hangman. And so it's like you're helping people change their perspective. Yeah, bringing a wake-up call into their lives. Like, that's just it. It's like these emotions, like this, again, with this emotional energy. You have the moon and you have this massive wave coming in. It's like your eyes give you away. Your eyes are the wake-up call for them. Like, whether they overstep their line or they're, you know, on the right track with you or whatever. It's like you're just not here to take anything from anybody. Right? You're here to literally just be you and be in your energy. You know, excuse me, I had the hiccups all of a sudden. Hiccups of confirmation. Yeah, like you may even be one for pile 3. This is very specific. I feel like somebody needs to hear it though. It's like you may choose to be single. You may choose to live your life single. Like I was saying, like you may not want kids. Like there's somebody here that's very much in this, I want to be single. I don't want kids. I don't want those responsibilities. I just want to live my life unencumbered and free to do what I want to do. And I don't understand why people can't see that for themselves. It's almost like, okay, so you know like how they say sociopaths, they see life in this way, or narcissists, they see life in a certain way. And when you talk to them, they were like, I don't understand why people don't see it this way. You're like on the opposite scale where you're just a light being and you see things from an unconditional love place. You don't see things from this place of being materially attached or emotionally attached to people in this way. And if you're not there yet, it's like you're on that you're on the path of getting there, right? We saw that with the purpose. Yeah, look, we have the sun on the bottom, self-expression and embodying truth. Exactly. What was I saying? Like you just tell people the truth and they just are like like they're just kind of like but, and you're like, no, there's no buts. Like that's it. Like you'd be the person who, and if you are a parent, like you're the parent when the child reaches for the electrical outlet, you tell them don't do that because that's going to hurt. And then you basically leave it to them to make a choice. Like you don't run over there and grab them away and smack them and tell them, no, I told you not to do that. Like you're the parent that's like, okay, cool. I told you what was going to happen. I told you that's going to give you a boo-boo. And if you don't want to believe me and you want to check it out for yourself, go for it. At least you'll learn your lesson. Like that's the type of person that you are. Like, it sounds so mean and ruthless, right? But it's not. It's really not. It's like you are in this place of just like, look, I told you what it was. But if you don't want to listen and you need to learn your own lesson, I'm leaving you and I'm entrusting you to your own journey. Good luck. Right? Look, we have the judge come out on the bottom. I am relentless in my pursuit of honesty and justice. That's what people see, your intelligence and honesty. There is no running from it. Let's check out what this card is. Look at that. Equality, 14. Like, people are afraid. Like, that's the thing. It's like you're a very equal person. You're very equal. But it's like, that's the thing. If all you're doing is coming to me for advice because, you know, you want me to eventually say what you want to hear, that's not going to happen. Right? And you turn people away. You disappoint people. You do. You disappoint people. But you know what? That's not to tell you that you've done anything wrong because you haven't. It's like you basically say, look, I'm going to tell you in my purest form what's good for you. Now it's up to you. And they're just standing there like dumbfounded, like, but that's not what I wanted to hear. And you're like, look at how she's like side-eyeing the other way. It's like, I'm done. I'm done looking at you. I'm done with it all. And it's like, all they can do is stand there because there's nothing. Like I was saying, like, I don't go chasing paper dragons. Look, we have the High Priestess coming out underneath that too, or the Popess in my deck. Right? That wisdom, that intuition that leads you. There's no question about it. That's what people see when they look in your eyes. They see that you're guided by something that is far beyond their understanding. Purification, rain. You're here to purify souls. right? You're here to help them understand more about themselves. And that's the thing. It's like, that's what they see when they look in your eyes, this sense of purification. Okay, so you may very well resonate with another pile. Okay, like, and that's if you were called to multiple piles, like, that's only if. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. I'm just saying, like, you may very well resonate with another pile. And so, but you're here to help purify souls, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see the world through the eyes of the mundane, right? You don't see the world through the eyes of the 3D, being attached in this 3D way. It's like, I'm here to enjoy my life. And if you caused suffering, you cut people out, and you don't even have to say much. You basically tell them with your eyes where you're standing at, and you help people deal with this karmic energy too. Like, there's a lot of karma that surrounds you, or there's a lot of drama that comes to you because of karmic connections that you've had in your life. And it's like, you've learned through those how to communicate without communicating. Venus, when did I say you had very beautiful eyes? You have they're shape-shifting. They're very different. We have give and receive love, find value, and see beauty. That's the thing. Like, you give love as long as you receive love. There has to be equality. I will always give love. That's not a thing. Like, you will always give love to people. Like, that's not a problem. It's just like, but when people don't give you love back, you're like, okay, I'm done. Right? But you're out here making pearls, and you know that the pearls take time. You know that it takes time to become something beautiful. You're not trying to be that overnight. You're just trying to do what's best for you. And it's like, people are always, I feel like that's the thing. People always have their opinions. They always talking about how your eyes are. Oh, there she goes. There he goes. Pile number 3 with their eyes. There they go with their eyes again. Like, they always say something about how your eyes are looking. But like, you've learned how to transform yourself. Right? This feels very self-centered here, like focused on self is what I'm trying to say here. It's like, you've learned how to heal a lot of upset in your life, and you found love for your own being, for what you're doing in life. You found love for that. And, you know, with this pink coming out here, pink is connected to the heart chakra. You have these little beads all in the hearts. You have a little Cupid here, right? It's like being able to transform that and find out what that means for yourself. It feels like this heart surrounding them, and to spread your wings and to fly in the world, you know? And while you're exposed, you're still covered. Like, you still cover the most intimate parts of yourself, because those are for you and you alone. How do I deal with them? I'm not willing to share those with somebody, because it's like, maybe you've shared in the past and you've gotten hurt in the past, and people see that. They see that darkness. They see that you've had to change the way that you see things. Right? You have that dark side that's underneath the surface that's lurking, but you still embrace that. You still connect with that, because you know that's a part of who you are. And people, when they look in your eyes, they see you connecting with that the darkness. This was such an intense reading. Like, we have the lustful. I embrace my individuality and sexuality as sacred gifts. Again, my individuality. Right? This idea of being individual, being independent of others, and you're not afraid to embrace your sexuality. So it's like, again, you're very sensual. It's like this very beautiful eyes, very sensual, like, eyes coming through here. But it's like, this is your sacred gift, is your individuality here. Forget the sexuality here. If that resonates with you, it resonates with you. But this is all about your individuality. Like, as long as you can express yourself in self-love, then you know you've done something right. Okay? So let's check out what your card is and see what comes through here. We have Insight Fire. Look at this. I cannot make this stuff up. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Again, if you see here, her eyes have this beautiful makeup on there, and then there's like an infinity sign that's connecting her eyes. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, it's pretty clear there. Okay. Again, that energy of connecting with your intuition. You're a very intuitive person, and you touch others with your intuition, right? It comes through, like, it just comes out. Like, it's not something that you can necessarily control, but it's something that burns inside of you. It's something that's set on fire inside of you. That's your highway to your heart, is through yourself, and you found that love for yourself. And it's very symbolic here. It's like very much self-love for this pile. It's all about people, when they see your eyes, like, they see how much you pay attention to self. Like, pearls, it doesn't take two clams to make a pearl. It takes one clam to make a pearl by itself. right? And so you may be in solitude a lot, and that's your choice. Like, you choose to be in solitude. It's not something that you're like, oh, I'm forced to be in solitude, because you're like, no, I like my solitude. I like my me time because I need my me time, you know? That's what it feels like. So let's see here. Read this to you. It says, I have worked intensively to open new paths. I have given myself completely to my duty. It is enough. I don't demand any more from myself. Paying too much attention to my thoughts blocks inspiration. It is better to breathe and let myself go. A radiant light emerges from my chest and everything opens. I have complete confidence in universal intelligence. Once I have done enough and more, I stop, I rest, I dream. That's what I was saying. Like, you trust this process. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, the starseed energy here coming through here, but it's like you're like an ascended master that's on earth. It's like you've ascended and you trust the universal intelligence. We had the intelligence coming through. Like, that's exactly what you show here, is that universal wisdom, the intelligence coming through. Like, you're walking in your purpose. There is nothing else here. It's like you made the pathway for yourself. But that's what I'm saying, like, you also don't let people drain you down. It's like when you're done, it's through your eyes. You somehow tell people, whether it's through telepathy or through just the way your eyes are, you tell people, I'm done with you. You need to leave. I need my me time. Or if you're in a place where you can, your eyes basically say, okay, goodbye, I'm out. And you leave and you go and you take care of yourself. Like, it comes from this high energy that's within you, this high vibration of self that's within you. You're walking in your purpose. And that's what people see when they look in your eyes. Like I said, keep an open mind with these. They were very intense. They were very deep energies coming through here. Because, of course, when we say, oh, when they look in your eyes, they see someone who's loving. They see someone who's kind. They see someone who's compassionate. But the truth is, when someone looks in your eyes, they see a whole lot more going on there, okay? This is what I have for you, Pile 3. I loved your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, leave me a thumbs up down below. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. Until next time, stay human. Bye.